player, and then on the other side, I do a day job. I'm a rehabilitation coordinator. And I got some things under my belt. I have a master's degree, but I also have 2 short stories that I've written that are published, and you can find them on my literature.
Hi everyone, I'm MegabyteMegan. I'm a variety streamer. I have been making content for 8 years. My passion is first started off as a passion for me when I first started college, but now this is like a job for me. I'm currently a college student and soon to be graduate, so I'm really excited about that as well. So yeah, a little bit about me. I've been working with NZXT, Logitech, and Zenny Gaming.
What up, though? Hi, everyone. I am Jasmine. I go by all that jazz on all social media platforms. I am a content creator, been creating content on Twitch since 2021. I am also the CEO and co-founder of Content Creator Cookout. If you ever went, some good food. And it happens the day before Dreamcon. And I also have my own business called BPP, which is for Black Lady Gamers. The P, you know. Nice to meet everyone. And then also, our 4th panelist, he's actually got accepted to be auditioned for the casting call for voice actor. So he is supposed to be here, but he's like across the way, and hopefully pray to God that he gets it into the casting call. So, but he's also the co-founder of Content Creator Cookout and the CTO as well. And he's been making media and has his own business for digital marketing. So, if you ever need some help with websites, he's your man to go to.
So, overview, we are going to be talking about Black female characters, how to create them. We all are giving you a trigger warning. There are going to be some stereotypes that we negatively talk about. There are going to be probably some cuss words. There's probably going to be some trigger things, and you know, some sexual innuendos. I just want to make that clear so that you don't feel uncomfortable. If you are uncomfortable, please leave the room, come back, or you could just say, hey, slow down, stop. But we're just giving you those trigger warnings.
All right. Pardon me. Okay, so for crafting your person, we want to talk about strengths and weaknesses, right? So for your character, you need to have the motives and personality. So essentially for your character, you know, what makes her act the way she does, right? When writing, you want to make sure you have that idea in your head. Normally what I'll do is brainstorm, you know, some things that kind of bring it to light for your character. You want to know, like, what's that driving force for the motive? Like, is it jealousy? You know, she just want to be a wonder to the world, what have you. For personality, you want to kind of figure out the behaviors you want to put into your character. That's going to be more beneficial to plan out the story arc for your character. What's going to be her thoughts, or their thoughts, their temperaments. You know, is she hot-headed, you know, or is she more calm and mellow, or she's just, you know, I don't know if you ever seen Daria, but you know, there's some characters that's just like that. There's some people in the real world like that too. So you kind of want to make sure you draft that behavior for your character.
So for crafting experiences, what has your character went through and why it affects them? So for example, for one of my characters I made up, they were in jail for a crime they did not commit. So what they will feel is like they'll have a wound of like loss of freedom, like self-doubt, like, hey, I didn't deserve this. They wouldn't like trust the government, not government, they wouldn't trust like the justice system anymore. They will also have it out for their friends, like, hey, what if my friend that I thought I trusted set me up? So you have to think about a few scenarios like that. They also feel like they missed out on life. Like, I had so much going for myself, but it's like now I feel like I have to start from weak because I've been in jail for 5 to 10 years. They'll probably also feel like a lot of people forgot about them. And so
Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday. What about our Leos? Have any Leos in chat?
Leos?
Well, I'm a Leo. My birthday is July 26th.
Happy early birthday.
But yeah, when it comes to your horoscope, sun, moon, or rising, that can tell a lot about your characters. For example, if you were to have a character that's a sun, Leo sun, that means they are meant to be in the entertainment industry. Maybe they're meant to act, sing, dance. If you have a character that's a Cancer moon, that means they can be very, very in tune to their emotions. If you have a Cancer moon, for example, that's in the ninth house. The ninth house represents travel, so they would feel like they're connected and they're traveling out with their friends and family. And the physical stuff, like their traits. Let's say, for example, your character, they love to wear like a red jacket, and the red jacket has a him me. Maybe it can feel like they're holding on to aggression in a way, or like they have this fiery passion. But let's say this jacket is ripped on their shoulder, it has a him me as well. The jacket that's ripped on their shoulder represents the falling down on their shoulder. Maybe they feel like they're crumbling down, collecting too much. They just feel like, hey, I'm just taking a lot from the world, I need to just go back and settle down. It's just like a little him me with your characters. And also, let's say that your character has blue eyes. Maybe despite them having a lot of these issues, maybe they're trying to hang on to their inner calm as well. It's just like the physical piece you can play into factor, and that's where color theory comes in at. Color theory, yellow means like happiness, green can mean like grounded as well as brown. Blue again, inner calm, stuff like that.
So now getting into gender and sexuality. So everybody knows that there's two genders, but obviously we are in a new decade and age where LGBTQIA pluses exist. So having your character and finding out what they are is very important. Exploring if they are more male dominant or more female dominant, and what those traits look like for them. Also, whether they're transgender or asexual, that matters. And so blending that in with sexuality is very, very important to figure out who they are in love with or who they want to be with, who they want to bond with. That is something important for their character going into making those choices when they make stories, when they develop different things.
Now, also, you want to kind of make sure you think about the strengths and weaknesses, right? So if your character that you develop is more of a debater, right? Maybe you see your character being a lawyer or what have you for those types of professions. If you see that your character is more hands-on, maybe she wants to be a mechanic, or if she's like more on the rebellious side, depending on the type of time frame you develop your character in, they can be go against the social norms for women in that genre of time that you're working on. So you just want to make sure you kind of pinpoint what's going to be the weakness and what's going to be the strength for that character when creating them.
Oh, great. All right, so now we're getting into showing you characters, kind of giving you some background. So we have top BIPOC from Avatar: Last Airbender. Has anybody seen Avatar: Last Airbender? Yes. Who's been watching the live action? Hey, who's watched the cartoon? Okay, everybody. So we already know who Toph is. She is that girl. And why I love her so much is because my day job, I work with the geriatric people who have IDD or DD, which stands for intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities. And so she is someone on that spectrum. She is blind. And so she does not let that control her life because she is a earth and metal bender, and she is able to master those two elements as a skilled bender. And she just does it with this sarcasm, this motivation that just keeps going. And that sarcasm can sometimes come off as rudeness, disrespect. But at the end of the day, she is there for her crew. She's there to help them, and she does the best that she can. And so with that, she has these quirky moments, and she calls that guy the twinkle toes. But she is that girl because she is ethnically in that culture, pushing all those norms, and she doesn't let her disability hold her back. Yes, that is her weakness, but at the end of the day, that is her greatest strength. Because when she is able to move throughout the areas, throughout Bossy Say, all those watching JJK.
Yeah, what?
She has the weakness of not being able to really see curses, but she takes that to her advantage because she says, F it, I'm gonna learn the curses. I'm gonna learn how to do these things. I'm gonna learn how to master this so that I can take back what was mine, rightfully mine. And she does. Later on in the season, she takes that clan down. And so you see, she is two distinct characters. At the beginning, she's like this mousy, nerdy type with glasses, really focused on school. Then you get the Shabua incident, and then you get Maki, the beast. So, and so she's just so interesting to me because she doesn't let anything hold her back. She puts in that work, she puts in the ability, she's learning, she's determined, she's fierce, and she doesn't let any of those quirks or moments let her down.
All right, next up we have Nadine Ross from Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Deep End. She is known for being a martial artist as well as being a leader of the Shoreline. She showed that she is strategic because she chooses being strategic over blind greed. For example, in Uncharted 4, she with Rafe was like, hey, I want all this treasure. But Nadine was like, hey, we got treasure right here. The rest of the treasure was on the boat. But he decided to go to the boat and risk his life. And it's funny because he got killed by the very thing that he sought after, treasure. So it's like, look, moral of the story, don't be greedy. If you have what you have, just keep it. Don't risk your life, it's not worth it. And next up we have Tiana Rogers. They recently just announced, one episode? We need a series, one episode is not enough. But yeah, she is known for being a hardworking cook, and unfortunately she was turned into a fraud, but although she was turned into a fraud, she found out her love of her life, and they now are together working at a restaurant, and like she shows that she is hardworking by working multiple jobs, and like when she was in the bayou, she learned about love, community, and balance.
All right, so for the characters that I selected, first I want to say what we're going to do is a chant, right? I just want to test the room. When I say black women are, you say the blueprint, okay? So black women are?
The blueprint.
I know that's right. Now, we have the lady assassin, okay? If you ever play Assassin's Creed, I don't know if anybody here likes Assassin's Creed, I know that's right. She, for her story, she is a biracial assassin. Now, in the century that she's actually in, hence why I was talking about the century before, the century you put your characters in, she actually was in nobility. However, she got to see both sides of the spectrum with how black people were treated during the time and how she was treated being half white and black, Creole, so to say. So, for her character development was more so focused on trying to defeat those racial biases that she had to experience, not only for herself, but for the people that was around her. So her being an assassin, she took matters into her own hands. So unfortunately, we can't do that in this day and age. However, with her determination, she saw those injustices that was done to her people, and she wanted to make sure that she did something in the background, being that she's able to be in the forefront nobility and also in the back front helping us out. Now, black women are?
The blueprint.
Cause she is? Okay. Okay, Keita, if you ever seen Atlantis, I have that on VHS, I just dated myself, but she actually was the forefront of her whole entire, I want to say country, right? Atlantis was underneath. Unfortunately, she was not the lead character in the movie because Milo was, but however, without her, it was no story, okay? She was the one that brought him to the important information where she needed to get the information she needed. So her determination to protect and have that nurturing energy, she wanted to make sure she did what she needed to do to protect everyone else in her world, right? So when creating your characters, you want to make sure that you have that deep us. But aside from that, she was also pretty much the voice of reason. Although she was not the lead character, Keisha had all her faculties. Now, I'm pretty sure if she was older, she probably would have had Miss Frizzo sent to CPS. However, her determination and her intelligence is what kind of helped push the story. You always heard her questioning the teacher. Sometimes you gotta question the norm of the classroom. So, for sure, her character development is what played a major part in the Magic School Bus, because Mrs. Frizzle was off the rocker. And then going into our last character, Trudy Proud, a mother, a veterinarian, pretty much the footwork and groundwork of her family. She held her family down. Sometimes in stories, we need those people that are like the anchor of the family or the anchor of the story. She was that anchor. Although Oscar was kind of crazy, she held him down and made sure that her household was intact. And sometimes some stories need that. So when you are developing your characters, you want to see if that is needed into the story and who can be that anchor to hold the characters down or the group or what have you for your stories that you create and craft.
So now we're getting into avoiding stereotypes. So I definitely want to engage the crowd. So we have the Jezebel. The Jezebel, we know what that is, and we want to avoid that. We're tired of it. She's always this sexual deviant, she's out here doing whatever she can. Then we have the mammy type that, like she's the mom. Like that's all she does is take care, help. She's the mammy. You usually see that in slave times where she's taking care of the kids. That kind of thing. It's derogatory. It's exhausting. Then you have the sassy sapphire, which is a little bit like this Jezebel, but it's also an old term. But it's just she's frisky. She's out there. She does her thing. She's just doing what she wants to do. We are so tired of the slave trope. Like we're so tired. Like every film, we gotta go back. Like we're tired. We done moved on. Like our reparations are due. You see this more in horror films, but the forever best friend. Like they're never the main lead. Like they get killed off in the beginning, or it's like like they might make it, and all of a sudden they get killed. Like I just recently watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think it was the second one. And that killed me when they killed him off and he's standing in the kitchen and he said that one line. I was like, please, for the love of God. Please, for the love of God. But, her best friend didn't make it, but then like that whole corny, I was just like, I'm tired. But then you got the magical person. Like they just some kind of way, they know voodoo, they know some kind of magic, they able to do some witch stuff and you're like, okay, but we can do more, you know what I mean? Then you got the ex-girlfriend, like she used to be the girlfriend. What is one show that does this? Thank you. That is exactly what it is. Like, come on now. Like, and they just keep going back to it. And it's like, okay, like, but she was also strong on her own. Like, please stop. And then you have the poverty storyline. You on the South Streets and you selling dope. You broke. You ain't got nothing. And it's the constant struggle. Like we middle class, we got rich black folks out here. We can do it. We've done it. We're still doing it. Like, come on. And then we have some bad characters, but we definitely want to open it up to the crowd. But number one is Medea. Tyler, wrap it up. We are tired. I just recently saw the newest one, and it was just like, come on. I think it was Joe's college road trip, and like, yes, Joe is in the main forefront, but she was still, it was just annoying. Like there was no character, there was no anything. It's just her being ratchet, and it didn't make any sense. Recently, we had Riri Williams, and maybe some of y'all might disagree, but her Disney Plus Ironheart show, it was good, but like, why does it always have to be that we're broke, we're struggling, we stealing, we robbing? Like, we can do more, and we can still make it more. Like, we can be a mechanical engineer, looking this stuff up, still trying to get a little money, but, we don't have to always snitch and like, like dang. But I did want to open up to the crowd. Is there any bad characters that y'all can think of? Go ahead.
Bonnie Bennett.
Who?
Bonnie Bennett from the Vampire Diaries.
Oh, Bonnie Bennett. Okay. Yes. 'Cause like they never gave her a clear storyline. Go ahead.
Dejanay from the Proud Family.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Anybody else? Oh yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Come on now. I mean, there were some episodes where she'd like take off her wig. I'll be like, girl, like, come on. And it never made any sense. Never made any sense. Anybody else?
A lot of the women from Bebe's Kids.
We don't die, we multiply.
For real. Like, especially the mom for Bebe's Kids, I was like, oh my God, like, where are you? Like, this can't be for real. Yes,
I
ma'am.
forgot her name, but I think it's Veronica from As Told by Ginger.
Okay. I think so. I feel uncultured. Go ahead, girl.
This might be a hot take, but anything that Tiffany Haddish played. Girls Trip, you did not have to have a Ziploc bag full of fried chicken. You wrong.
No. No. And then nobody's cool. Like, that really made me mad. Like, you just got in prison, you acting like this. Like, what? Like, but come on. I don't know. I was telling my mom recently, I don't know why. I think it's just because my nickname's Key. I have like beef with Kiki Palmer. I don't know. I love her. I don't know. Like, there's some characters where I was like, come on, we can do better. All right. Anybody else? Yes,
I
ma'am.
think Sasha from Grass, like she's not the worst, but there were things that they could have done better with her, like her being Bunny Boo. I didn't like that, and also like she was a hip hop music girl. You know, I didn't like that. I didn't. And they didn't really like differentiate her from the other characters or any of the other non-white characters in the group, and I think that's just as harmful as one of the stereotypes of there.
Most definitely. Yes.
I think they whitewashed her in like some packaging and stuff.
Yeah, they would change her color all the time too.
You can never get it right. So.
Yes, sir.
I don't necessarily think she's a bad character, but I do think they played into the stereotypes. Aisha from Mixed Love.
Yeah, they do. I've seen clips of it, but like it always felt like she never had like on screen like.
She didn't keep screen time. They always did her dirty in regards to relationships.
Yes.
And
Because they killed her boo thing. I was like, wait.
In relation to Laura Olympus site, just iterations
Oh,
of her.
yeah.
I think her character most of the story when they had an interesting storyline building up. It's like, no, never mind, girl. We're done with you.
Yeah, I know. I was following Laura Olympus and it kind of just kept being a repetitive psychic story. I was just like, okay. You're way else now. All right.
I feel like Claudette from Monster High's whole like Claudine, sorry, wrong story. Like her character could have been like fleshed out a lot more. I feel like she kind of fell flat. Where not really a lot of romance and all this other stuff, but yeah.
And she was voiced by a white woman too, so.
Yeah. What about Generation 3? I think they did more of her
I
character.
think they, yeah, in the beginning, it was really bad, yeah.
Very 1920s Disney with the horrible monsoon eyes. Her lips is like a very
Large
character.
Oh, that's awful. Yes, sir.
This is a safe space, right?
Yeah.
No.
I love the show. I'm actually rewatching it now on Girlfriends. I could be a little out there sometimes.
I've never watched a full episode of Girlfriends, but I think I like one episode, and it was like she was talking. Somebody was talking to their stalker, like full blown like conversation, and I was like, "What? Like, what is happening?" Like,
Yes, ma'am. This may be controversial, but a lot of the cast is blackish. I just feel like they're not well written.
All right, last one.
I think Nikki Parker from the Parkers. Her name, the mama. They have her looking like desperate and like just acting a fool. Like she had no sense for real.
She also showed that stalking works, and that's yeah.
Don't do it. That's against the law. All right, so doing your research. Oh, go ahead, girl. I'm sorry.
All right, when it comes to your research, all you have to do is just ask people, like, trust me, we much rather y'all ask and y'all get it right than y'all did not ask and then you did wrong, and then next thing you know, your whole entire book is canceled and your career is over. So just please ask. It's like, hey, am I supposed to do this with this character? Is this being stereotyped? Because we do not want to be stereotyped. We are tired of the stereotypes and tropes. We are tired of the tropes. History that goes with global culture. You know, we all want history, plenty of history books about Black people and people of color as well. Language, again, don't make us be like ratchet. We are not ratchet. You know, some of us have our own way of talking, but we definitely want that. Read fellow authors. It's okay to have like Bay Areas read your story and let you know, hey, you can change this, or even like let your friends, family like read your story. Like people will definitely be interested in helping you out create your characters and make your dream come to life. And just converse with the community. And I'm pretty sure if you guys are streamers or content creators, definitely like post your book, be like, hey, you know, could you like share anything like that? That can also help your content and spread the word with your stories as well. And just hire sensitive readers, which again, going over the few times we talked about, make sure you guys get everything right.
Oh, so if you don't know what a sensitivity reader is, we have somebody in our Discord that is like Arlinda. What she does is like, she'll read your content and she'll give you the feedback. So you can pay people on different platforms to do that. So what they'll do is they'll look at your content, they'll give you the feedback, and you can pay and go from there. Some of them they'll edit and change it and make it to where they want it to be. But having somebody filter out those things helps. Because when you're putting in your language, like yes, you can put in slang, you can put in things like that. But like, you know, we're not using janky anymore, you know, YOLO and you know, like stuff like that constantly. I've seen like I'm seeing like this is where I'm like, oh, I just be in my own little world. Like there's been like text like slangs where I don't understand, like 6'7", like I don't get it. But you know, like somebody will read that and you say 6'7", like that don't make no sense. Like, you know, having that person filter that helps. And yes, they can pay, they are money, but they help. It helps.
All right, so we do have an activity for you. So if you can, please, you have sheets of paper on your seats. If you do not, we'll pair you up. Please go ahead and get into groups of 4 to 5. What we're going to do is create a character. Some short, sweet, simple. I don't know if you have enough time to go into depth on it, please do. But if not, you know, just something short, sweet, simple. You want to go ahead and select the categories. So the categories that we're going to pick from is going to be Marvel, anything anime, rom-com, you know, I love me a good rom-com, or any party racism. We'll come back to that. Dystopian. You have about 15 minutes. We'll have a timer to create a female lead with another person in your group. So, and then once we do, we'll go ahead and have you all share it, and then we'll share ours as well.
Mingle, or I'll make you a partner. And if you have to head out, we understand.